Washington football. Woo! Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Burgundy Zone. I am your host, Kyle. For this primetime recap, as Washington Commanders have defeated the Cincinnati Bengals 38-33. Not many, even in our own fan base, thought that this was possible, that Washington would be able to go into Cincinnati on primetime football and be able to put up the performance that they did. So let's recap this game all together. Just wanted to say the Burgundy Zone is a part of the Frederick Podcast Network. You can find out more by going to www.listenfrederick.com. I hope Austin Eckler is in better health. Obviously, he left the game with a concussion. He had 3 rushes for 35 yards and 1 touchdown. That touchdown was crucial, man. Allegretti gets the outside, able to take out that trap block and able to allow Austin Eckler up. Obviously, Ben Cinnci had a fantastic block on that as well. But the offensive line in general tonight did a fantastic job. Obviously, Trey Hendrickson got that 1 sack at the end there. But what you cannot walk away from this game without noticing what I talked about in the recap against the Giants, the Week 2 recap that I did. That drive to end the game said a lot about Jaden Daniels and this team. Being able to do what they need to do to put themselves in position to win. As long as you have number 5 back there, you're in a position to win the game. And that's exactly what we learned tonight. Jaden Daniels, 21 of 23, 254 yards, 2 touchdowns throwing, 11 carries, 40 yards, and another rushing touchdown. Brian Robinson, 16 carries, 33 yards, and a touchdown. This was a masterful performance by the offense. They did a fantastic job here at being able to respond. You know, in years past, if that opening touchdown, Jamar Chase, it would bring you back to, oh, here we go again. Another primetime blowout. Just like everyone had predicted, they thought that Washington was going to be able to lose this game. We're going to get blown out again. And then Jaden Daniels in this offense goes down the field, and they orchestrate a fantastic answer, man. And they don't let up from that point. I don't think Tress Way has seen the field much this year. And thankfully, he got that big hit in preseason. He hasn't done much work since. And he knew what was coming. But you got to hat tip to Cliff Kingsbury. His offensive game plan going against Lou Amarillo was fantastic. They were able to keep that defense off balance. Jaden Daniels using his legs to his advantage. If they did get a clear rusher on him, he was able to extend the play, pick up the yardage necessary. I thought they did a great job at being able to keep all third downs short and close and manageable. The fourth downs were gigantic. The 4th and 4 in the fourth quarter where Jaden Daniels finds Zach Ertz. You know, it comes out with that false start originally against Zach Ertz. And they put themselves in bad position. Brian Robinson is able to get it up to that 2nd and 9. And then they're able to kind of move from there. And then Zach Ertz picks up that 4th down. I mean, you're counting the minutes, the seconds at that point, trying to take as much time as you possibly can. I think the Commanders' Twitter account did a fantastic job of saying, you know, we would have been good with 3, but we got 7. That touchdown catch by Terry McLaurin tells you everything you need to know about Terry McLaurin. Everyone has been talking about how he's not performing at the level he is. He needs to be getting the ball more. He tells Lisa Salter before the game starts, or he told the commentators, it's okay, I'm staying patient. I have a rookie quarterback. It is what it is, you know, and that's exactly what I said last week on here. As long as we're winning, Terry, I'm pretty sure, is a happy man. But that being said, did he wake up tonight, my friend? Terry McLaurin, 4 receptions, 100 yards, and a touchdown. That 55-yarder on Cam Taylor-Britt, where he just runs right by him, and who obviously had the choice words last week calling this a college offense. Well, that college offense put up 38 points on you, young man. My goodness, was that a showing. Terry McLaurin hauling in that deep pass, hauling in the touchdown. That tells you exactly who Terry McLaurin is. And that is when his number is called, when he is given the opportunity, he is going to come through time and time again. Relentless. just a fantastic human being and a great freaking teammate and one hell of a ball player. Terry McLaurin, take a bow. Jaden Daniels, though, man. My goodness, the stones on this young man. I mean, the 4th and 4s, like a lot of people would have collapsed there. He is able to keep his wits about him. We got to talk about the third downs, 5 of 9 on third downs, but the fourth downs, 3 for 3. My goodness, that was fantastic. Well, look, we're going to get into the defense, but tonight's about offense originally, my guys. I mean, you could tell by the smile on my face. I'm ecstatic. I mean, I picked them to win this game 31-28. I truly believe that they had a chance to win this football game. That wasn't just me being a homer. I really did. Everyone and their mother didn't think they could. But I think the penalties says a lot. You know, the penalties came at that last drive, but they're still able to overcome them. And I think last week kind of like got them up to speed in that, like they know that they can overcome it almost. But in the red zone, being 3 for 3 in the red zone, after everything that was talked about in the red zone, people asking me, yeah, they kicked all these field goals. I'm like, dude, honestly, I attribute a lot of those to the penalties. And you saw the lack of penalties in this football game. And that is the ultimate difference, I think, in that red zone area. They were able to capitalize, push and move guys out of the way. Going into this game, we knew the Bengals were one of the not the best team against the run at this point because they do have some key injuries to their defensive line. We were able to take advantage. Obviously, we didn't get those huge pop-offs and great yardage out of the running game, out of the running backs, but they did what they needed to do to score points. And that's what you need for a rookie quarterback. A solid, straight-up running game that is able to help him with play action and to keep that third yardage close. And that's exactly what happened in this game. Jaden Daniels, 80-something, 90% of completion percentage, just tells you that, and no turnovers, just tells you everything you need to know about the future going forward for this franchise. I thought that game-winning drive against the Giants was a huge indicator for what is in our future, and I think tonight was a very good little stake in the ground to show you guys, just to add a little bit more onto that. Calm, cool, collected at all times, and is going to make the throws in clutch situations when it needs to. When number 5 is back there, you always have a chance to win. Defensively, Bobby Wagner leading the team with 8 tackles. I thought Bobby got caught a little bit sometimes, but that being said, this is no slouch of an offense. Yes, they were 0-2 going into this game, but no NFL analyst, a lot of people in our fan base did not expect us to be able to contain this offense, but Jamar Chase got his. But third downs, they were 6 of 10. A little bit better than last week. You'd like to see that change a little bit more. But they got the stops when they needed to. You saw that when they were able to get the ball back to the offense and be able to get them off the field when they did, the offense took that opportunity and ran with it. So what you saw tonight, something that we are not accustomed to, is the defense working in harmony with the offense. Typically, it's vice versa. Right, where the defense can't get off the field. They do get off the field, but then the offense is stagnant, 3 and out, gone. No, they gave the ball back to the offense. They did something with it. They went down the field, and they scored. The fact that this offense is humming the way it is gives a lot of strength to our defense, and especially given them with more rest time, right? Time of possession, Washington with 32 and a half minutes of time of possession. I think it might be a little bit north of that because of the clock stoppage at the end. And then Cinnci with 26-40, probably a little bit more, probably about 28 because I took these before the game was over. Dude, I was hyped. I wasn't even going to do this episode. I wasn't even going to do a quick recap. But from what I saw tonight, I think it deserves it. This football team deserves it. The way that they played in this game, everyone coming up and flying on special teams. Jeremy Reeves coming up making some huge freaking tackles, man. Just the epitome of what Joe Witt, Dan Quinn have been preaching about arriving with violence. Like, that is Jeremy Reeves on special teams. And you're not seeing that big, huge play. Eckler being able to help out this football team at the beginning of the second half by getting that humongous kickoff return. I wish he would have took it for 6. But, like, the fact is, like, you were worried, concerned that it was going to hit a wall, right? Like, oh, is this too good to be true? No. Austin Eckler comes out and says, no, guys, don't worry about it. We're getting down the field. All 3 phases of the team all worked in congruence tonight. They worked at their top level. All gears were spinning. Everything was working. And they finished the game. And that is all you can ask for as a Washington fan. Competent, competitive football with an attitude. And that's exactly what we saw tonight. This football team came up to Cincinnati in their house and they put their foot on their throat and said, "You're not going anywhere." And that's exactly what you want out of this football team going forward. When everything that we have gone through, to see the perseverance, to see the ability for this offense to continue generating is not something we are accustomed to here in Washington. What I saw tonight was a football team gaining their confidence and realizing who they are and their capabilities, what they can be moving forward. That doesn't mean you can sit back and relax. It just means this is what you can be. And if you work all together, if you're able to put out a really good game plan, if you're able to work together, not turn over the football, convert on third down, be able to convert in the red zone, not commit penalties, you can play with anybody. And this is no slouch of a football team in Cincinnati. Those dudes can play, man. And they should have a win by now. But look, they went against Washington on Monday night. We were the better team tonight. And that's all that matters. Washington fans, be very happy with what you saw. This is not your normal team. This is not what you've seen in terms of Washington normal team. They're able to work together. And this is the building of a team. And this sort of spark is a huge confidence builder for a team, especially a younger one that's kind of growing together. Do they have things to work on? Absolutely. The tackling continues to be an issue, being able to bring down ball carriers and quarterbacks. But you saw tonight where Javonte Jean-Baptiste is able to come in there and get the sack. He wasn't letting that. I said on Twitter, he wasn't letting that one go. It was like a Black Friday sale. He's like, "Give me that toy. It's my son's toy. That's my son's toy." He wasn't giving away Joe Burrow on that. He was bringing him to the earth, and that's exactly what you're looking for. They have things, obviously, third down defense is still there. Mikey Samron still, I thought, working on the outside was perfect. That's exactly what they need to do. We talked about bracket coverage a little bit on Jamar Chase, but bringing T. Higgins back kind of brings that off in certain situations. That's like the one time they were in man in that drive, and of course they took advantage of it. But look, we're not here to pile on them too hard. They have things to work on. But overall, this is what you see winning teams do. When it comes down to it, are you able to make the plays to win the game? They were able to force the ball when they needed to out. They were able to get off the field when they needed to, and the offense took it and ran with it literally. Literally. Huge credit to the offensive line. I thought that they worked their ass off. I even saw one point Tyler Badass bang up his wrist. He was kind of looking at it, shaking at it. Still was in there fighting. Still going in there and fighting his tail off. And that's exactly what you want at offensive line. The one leader that obviously was Sam Cosmi, but Badass being one of the older vets, going in there with that, knowing that he's not coming off that field. That's what you need out of the offensive line. And then the touchdown pass, the first touchdown pass of Jaden Daniels' career, going to Trent Scott. You know, for all my fellow offensive linemen out there, that hits you right here at home. Because that ball is for the whole line. That's for all the big men on the team. That one's for you, baby. Like saying, like, you worked your ass off, here's one for you. Because that normally does not happen. But it did tonight. And it being that Jaden Daniels' first career touchdown pass, just as chef's kiss, my friend. I'm all smiles. Look, I got to be up at like 3:30, 4 o'clock tomorrow. And I wasn't going to do this because I have to wake up so early. But the fact is, what I saw tonight, like, re-energized me. It reinvigorated me. It's not something I'm accustomed to in witnessing with this football team. But man, am I happy. We got a good win. We're on to Arizona now. I know the team this week is actually going to Arizona immediately. They're not even going back home. They're going to Arizona for the week, which is incredibly smart on their behalf. But this is another thing where a growing football team has to learn. And they have to say, look, even though it's a win, we do have to put it behind us. But the confidence is still there of what you're capable of. And that's what you're building on. To say, and especially with this football team, that's like gasoline to a fire, because they're not accustomed to what we saw tonight. Like, they're not accustomed to this way of football. And so for them, especially the guys from the other older teams like Terry McLaurin, John Allen, Deron Payne, Jeremy Reeves, they're sitting here saying, I don't ever want to go back. I don't ever want to go back to that not having confidence, the iffy off, not playing well every other week, not knowing if you could really take credence with the play that's going on. So they're going to try their ass off this week to come out and say, that wasn't a fluke. This is who we are. We are waking up. We know who we are, and we're coming to punch you in the fucking mouth. And that's exactly what I honestly believe is coming with this football team. We crapped on them early last week. I am so happy for Terry McLaurin. After all the all the twerkers on Twitter, on YouTube creators, podcasters talking about Terry McLaurin for so long, saying he's not elite, he's not a wide receiver one. We should have traded for Brandon Ayuk. We should trade for T. Higgins. Like honestly, dude, um, like what a young rookie quarterback needs is a solid running game with playmakers at tight end, at running back, and dependable wide receivers that he can count on. And he is slowly but surely finding out every single week that he can count on his boys. And he proved it tonight by that dime to Terry McLaurin. I mean, what a freaking throw that was, man. Being able to put that thing on the back pylon. Terry McLaurin getting both a leg, a foot, and a knee down. I mean, it's amazing to witness because like it's not something that you thought was going to be possible. The stones, the stones of Jaden Daniels. I mean, it really does tell you a lot. And look, he had a rough, like not a rough game, but it was a tough game for him. He was getting banged up. He was getting hit. He was taking them. He was getting back up, and he was eating them, and he was still smiling afterwards. Which just goes to show you who Jaden Daniel is. He's a tough son of a gun, and he's not. And look, he's got to be careful, of course. But you saw the slide. You saw the slide happen. But you know what? Jaden Daniels, like we learned at LSU, he wants those extra yards. He's a competitor. He's a badass mofo, and that's what he wants, and he's going to do whatever he can to get it. You want him to be more health driven, but the fact of the matter is, my guys, he's going to make it happen, and we got to do our best to understand, and obviously he does as well, to keep himself healthy so we can maintain this, so we can continue to grow and blossom and progress into the team that these guys are truly capable of being. You're seeing the team develop. I can't talk enough about what I saw tonight. I mean, I absolutely love this football team. As much as being a fan has been really hard over the years, dude, what a smile on my face I have right now. Now, there's been a lot of nights, a lot of times you come on here with a frown, being pissed off. And, tonight's not one of those nights. Tonight's for us, the old dogs, the beaten down folk, the ones of old, as they say. But man, am I happy of this so happy with this football team. We went in there tonight to Cincinnati, and we whooped their ass. Now, we whooped their ass. I'm not even gonna play anymore. But that's what we did, dude. I mean, like this is like kind of like the Philly game almost, where we kind of like we did go in there and stonewall them. Nobody gave them a chance, but they went in there and they did. But the thing is, it wasn't even just the running game. Like it was the passing game too that did it, and that wasn't really there against Philly, right? So, and like the turnovers weren't really there defensively, but they did what they needed to do, and we got nicked up a little bit with Austin Eckler, and we're still able to keep chumming. The penalties come on the last drive, still continue to chum, still continue to eat up yardage and keep going and going. I got yelled at multiple times by my wife tonight. Especially on that Terry McLaurin touchdown. She was mad. And I think the Austin Eckler one is the one I got yelled at as well. I can't tell you enough how awesome this feeling is. Look, as much as it is kind of funny to say as a fan of football or an NFL team to say, oh, you're so happy about a Monday night win. You guys didn't even beat them that bad. Look, I understand what you're saying, but nobody picked us to win. Only a handful of us did. And maybe we're insane, but I love it. I'm okay with being insane. I'm a psycho. I don't know about you fellow psychos out there. I love you guys if you are out there. But that's what we are. And we love this football team. We ride or die with them. We are so happy to see where they are right now. Enjoy the victory. get back to it. It's a short week going against Arizona, but they did what they needed to do tonight to go in and win the football game. I thought Frankie Louvu had actually a very good game, coming up making some plays. Percy Butler with that one deflection at the sideline was fantastic. People are going to pick on Mikey for that touchdown, but that's Jamar Chase. Obviously, it's his first game at outside corner. You got to do a little bit better in the sense, but I can understand why Mikey is playing that way, because Mikey is kind of concerned about the out route, right? And he wants to stay over top. But in that sense, Jamar is such a good wide receiver that as soon as you get that flat foot a little bit, he's going to take advantage of it. And you can't honestly allow that. You want the out route to happen, the comeback. Allow that to happen. Just make sure you're keeping your momentum going downfield in case that is that ball. Just because every inch matters, especially going against a wide receiver and a quarterback like Joe Burrow. You got to make that happen. And look, Mikey has ways to go, but I think it says a lot about what they think of Mikey. And one thing personally, in my opinion, is on the outside, we need more speed. And Mikey definitely provides that. It's just being able to get the mental reps up there, the confidence out there as an outside corner, because obviously he's been working at nickel. And so in the inside, I thought for the outside, he did a pretty good job. He lost contain on a couple runs. That's going to happen. He's not normally used to it. Usually he's used to having somebody else on the outside to come up and down. You got to understand, Mikey, when you're on the outside there, especially on those outside runs, you are the outside contain. You got to make sure you're not losing your leverage there to the sideline. That happened quite a bit. Bobby was Bobby, I thought. He did get picked on a little bit, but not too much. But I thought the screen on the first play of the game, I thought says a lot about this football team. The DNs were crashing. They read it right away, crashed down on it. The DBs came up and were able to suffocate it. Not something that you saw a plethora of. No big third downs in that regard. And so I thought this football team has really fixed or kind of have helped themselves in these sort of situations. The third downs that they did pick up were kind of the short ones. But man, did this defense do what they needed to get off the field. And look, Jamar Chase is Jamar Chase. Benji did get beat there. But look, that's the best of the NFL. That's why Jamar Chase is trying to become the best or most paid wide receiver in the NFL, because he makes freaking plays, man. Janky Rondo, I know, talk crap to him, and shout out to my boy Janky. But we got the dub. I hope Jamar Chase did say he was going to come back on his show, so I hope he does come back onto the Twitch live stream so Janky can lean in on a little bit. But that's the NFL. That's Commanders football. We got the dub, 38-33. Thank you to everyone for tuning in. If you've made it this far, you're freaking champion. I'm rambling. I'm happy. I don't care. I'm going to go to bed now, and I'm going to go enjoy a beautiful night of sleep as I sleep like a goddamn winner. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to sleep like a freaking champion tonight, because my football team put on a goddamn clinic, my friend. Woo! I'm happy. I hope you guys are too. Love you guys. We'll see you guys. We're going to record tomorrow, by the way. I'm not sure what time, but we're going to record tomorrow for a preview of Arizona. Get the guys, Hall and Reed, get their reaction to the game tonight. And then we'll be recording again, post on against the Cardinals on Sunday. So after the game on Sunday, we'll record again. All right, everybody. If you want to submit any questions for tomorrow's show, reach out to us on Twitter or in our Discord chat with our group there. You could search for us on Twitter at the Burgundy Zone is my account. TBZ Money Mike 301. Again, it's TBZ Money Mike 301 for Hall on Twitter, and then Reed is Old Dad 2156. So look out for us. Send us questions if you'd like for us to answer live on the show tomorrow. We'd love to be able to hear from you, talk with you a little bit, and hear your thoughts on the team. Let me know in the comments how you guys feel about tonight, because I'm telling you, I'm on cloud nine. I'm on cloud nine. It can get better than this. I'm just saying, to silence all the haters, exterior and interior, it's fantastic, my friend. I was hammering Hall, man. I was freaking hammering Hall as soon as Terry McLaurin caught that pass, dude. Because he was a Brandon Ayuk guy. And I was hammering that man. Let me know how you guys feel, all right? Let me know how you feel. Love you guys. Love this damn football team. I wouldn't change it for the world. All right, everybody. We'll see you tomorrow, okay? Have a good night. Washington football. Woo!
What's up, everyone? This is Kyle from the Burgundy Zone. We are releasing our own merch to support the show. If you want to rock the Burgundy Zone logo or you want to see Reed's face on your shirt, we got it. We're starting with t-shirts, hoodies, and zip-up. So if you're a fan of the show, make sure you snag one before they are gone. Check out the link in our bio on Instagram, or you can find the link in the description of the video. Thanks again for all your support. Until next time.